Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this new lecture of Transportation Engineering 2. In previous lecture, we have studied about the aircraft characteristics, okay, in which we saw what are the different distinguished features of aircraft, which is affecting the design of airport, okay, design of airport or airport layout. So today we will continue our topic, and now we will study about the airport site selection. Okay, airport site selection means what are the different points to be kept in mind while selecting an appropriate or decent site for airport. Okay, okay. So as you can see in front of your screen, there are various points over which an airport site selection can be performed, and these points are very important while selecting an airport site. Okay, so let's start with this. As you can see, site selection for an airport depends upon the class of an airport. Following are the important factors to be considered for selection of site for major airports. Okay, we will study about the major and big airports. For example, international airports or domestic airport also, not for regional airport. So, for selecting an site for major airport, there are various points which should be kept in mind. So, let's see one by one. The first one here is regional plan. Okay, the first one here is regional plan. यहाँ पे बहुत सारी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है या बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स है जिनके ऊपर हम एयरपोर्ट की साइट को सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहला है यहाँ पे रीजनल प्लान. फर्स्ट वन इज हियर इज रीजनल प्लान. रीजनल plans mean the requirement on that particular region, whether the airport is required or not in that particular region. Okay, that is more important. For example, if there are the difference between the distance between two major airport is too much. Okay, for example, we should provide one intermediate airport in any particular region, whether that airport is needed or not. जैसे कि किसी भी दो एयरपोर्ट में बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्टेंस है, ठीक है ना, तो उनके बीच में एक एयरपोर्ट ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि एयरपोर्ट हमने देखे थे लास्ट टाइम, फ्यूल फिलिंग वगैरह के लिए एयरपोर्ट भी ज़रूरी होता है. ठीक है ना, कंटिन्यू प्लेन बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता, उसे स्टॉपेज भी चाहिए रहता है, तो उसके हिसाब से भी रीजनल रिक्वायरमेंट देखी जाती है. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे जैसे हम पढ़ेंगे रीजनल प्लान में, द सिलेक्टेड site should suit the regional requirement so that it will become an integral part of network of airport. ठीक है ना, तो उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि नहीं उस रीजन में, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. उस रीजन में एयरपोर्ट ज़रूरी है या नहीं है. ठीक है, दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट पॉइंट. नेक्स्ट वन इज एयरपोर्ट यूज. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट जो पॉइंट्स हम देखेंगे वो है कि एयरपोर्ट का यूज़ क्या है इसमें. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द सिलेक्शन साइट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द यूज ऑफ एन एयरपोर्ट whether for civilian और military operation. सबसे पहले तो जो एयरपोर्ट आप सिलेक्ट कर रहे हो, जिस एयरपोर्ट के लिए साइट सिलेक्ट कर रहे हो, सबसे पहले तो उसका फंक्शन क्या है, वेदर इट विल बी यूज बाय सिविलियंस और मिलिट्री. तो ये भी चीज़ ध्यान दी जाती है. सिविलियंस के लिए अलग किस्म का एयरपोर्ट होता है, मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस के लिए अलग अलग. जब मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस के लिए आते हैं तो उसमें बहुत सारे और एक्सटर्नल फीचर्स ऐड किए जाते हैं एयरपोर्ट. ठीक है, इन इमरजेंसीज सिविल एयरपोर्ट आर टेकन कंट्रोल फॉर मिलिट्री पर्पज. इमरजेंसी में मिलिट्री जो है वो सिविलियन एयरपोर्ट को यूज़ कर सकती है. साइट सेलेक्टेड शुड बी सच दैट इट शुड गिव नेचुरल प्रोटेक्शन टू द एरिया फ्रॉम एयर रेड्स एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर एयरपोर्ट इन कॉम्बैक्ट रीजन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन वॉर सिचुएशन एयरपोर्ट शुड बी डिजाइन सच अ वे दैट इट शुड ऑल्सो सूट द वॉर सिचुएशन. जब कोई कॉम्बैट सिचुएशन आए या वॉर सिचुएशन आए तो उस टाइम पे भी एयरपोर्ट को स्पेशल एड्स या स्पेशल उसमें फीचर्स हमको प्रोवाइड करना पड़ता है. ठीक है, इंपॉर्टेंट वहाँ पे फीचर्स नेचुरली वो प्रोटेक्ट करे एयरपोर्ट. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एयरपोर्ट एक हाई लेवल पे है, ठीक है ना, या फिर प्रोटेक्टेड है नेचुरली, या अंडरग्राउंड उसमें फीचर होना चाहिए एयरपोर्ट पे. ठीक है, ये सारी चीज़ें इसमें आती है. इफ साइट कंटेन्स बुशेस द प्लेन्स कैन बी हिडन बाय द अंडरग्राउंड इंस्टॉलेशन. कई दफ़ा प्लेन को अंडरग्राउंड हम यहाँ पे हाइड कर सकते हैं प्लेन को इन केस ऑफ कॉम्बैट सिचुएशन. तो एयरपोर्ट के यूज़ भी डिपेंड करता है कि किस तरीके आपको साइट सेलेक्ट करना है. ठीक है, द नेक्स्ट वन इज प्रॉक्सिमिटी टू द अदर लोकेशन. प्रॉक्सिमिटी टू द अदर लोकेशन, इसके बारे में देखिए. द साइट सिलेक्टेड फॉर अ न्यू एयरपोर्ट शुड नॉट इंटरफेयर फॉर द ऑपरेशन ऑफ एग्जिस्टिंग एयरपोर्ट. This depends upon the volume of traffic, type of aircraft and type of air control system. For example, जैसे कि एक पर्टिकुलर सिटी में दो एयरपोर्ट है, एक एयरपोर्ट ये एग्जिस्टिंग एयरपोर्ट है, आपको नया एयरपोर्ट यहाँ पे बनाना है. So you should be very careful while selecting the site for another airport because this existing airport has its own different features. For example, minimum circle radius. This minimum circle radius, if you remember, we have studied about the minimum circle radius in which if an airport is occupied by different planes and another plane is coming and if it does not get proper space to land, then in that case that plane uh, encircle about encircle about the particular area of airport in the sky. Okay, in the sky this particular plane which does not get the space for landing will encircle in the sky. Okay, so in that case, for example, this is that encircle area. Okay, if you select a airport site near to this airport, then what will happen, this airport will have its own minimum circle radius. So what will happen, these two will overlap. Okay, in that case there may be possibility of accident. So airport site should be selected to a particular distance from an existing airport. We will see what are the minimum spacing guidelines. For airport serving general aviation aircraft under VFR condition is equal to 3.2 kilometers. Okay, here VFR meaning visual flight rules. Okay, visual flight rules. It means the pilot from the cockpit can see the all the visually can see the different things from his from the cockpit. Okay, so it's visibility actually. VFR means visibility is almost clear. So for airport serving general aviation aircraft under condition, that is 3.2 kilometers. Okay, 3.2 kilometers minimum distance be 3.2 kilometers. Then for aircraft serving bigger aircraft, okay, if the uh, airport serving bigger aircraft, sorry, for airport serving bigger aircraft, it means usually large aircraft usually lands in that particular airport, then the distance will be 6.4 kilometer. Okay, after that for airport operating engine aircraft under IFR condition. Now IFR means instrument flight rule. It means the visibility is not clear. Usually IFR means visibility is not clear. In simple way I'll just tell you, IFR means not visible, clearly not visible from the cockpit. Okay, for aircraft operating jet engines, actually wait this, so I forgot to mention the distance. For airport serving bigger aircraft with two piston engine, that the distance will be 6.4 kilometers. Okay. Then for IFR, then for IFR condition it is 25.6 kilometers. Remember 25.6 kilometers, the distance between the two airports. And for aircraft operating jet engines, aircraft under VFR condition, then it will be 160 kilometers. Okay, so this is basically the airport uh, distance from the existing airport. The next one is ground accessibility. While selecting the site for an airport, the site should be easily accessible to users. Okay, the site should be readily and easily accessible to the users. Usually, the time to reach airport should not be more than 30 minutes by drive from residential area or from commercial area. Okay, the best location is adjacent to a highway. Also, availability of public transport system should be there. For example, if you are selecting a site for an airport, if you are selecting a site for an airport, then suppose suppose this is an airport site, then these sites should be readily and easily available for the public use. Okay, the distance to travel from the any particular region, for example in that particular region, let me draw it very clearly for you. For example, this is a map of particular region If you select airport site here, then this airport site should be easily and readily available for the user. Remember, airport site should not be in the center of the city usually. Okay, airport cannot be in the marketplace. Okay, airport should be located outside generally, but it should not be too far from the city. Usually, airport should be selected on the outer areas because there are so many restrictions around the airport. Okay, the building height, the tree height, everything, there are so many restrictions are there near the airport. Okay, we cannot make a tall building near the airport because it will create a problem for landing and air takeoff. That's why the airport site should be selected usually on the outer side, but it should not be too far from the city. Okay, it should not be too far from the city. For example, if you consider the Nagpur airport, it is not too far from the city, from the Birdi, the market area. It is not too far from the market area. So it should not be, it should usually should not be more than 30 minutes by drive. Okay, so the site should be selected, should be near to the center area but not in the center. It should usually provided at the outer side. Now, see here, the time to reach an airport should not be more than 30 minutes by drive from residential or commercial area. Here may be a residential area, then here may be a commercial area. Okay, so the site should be such that it should not take more than 30 minutes to by drive. Okay, the best location is adjacent to a highway. If there is a highway, if there is a highway adjacent to the airport, then this is considered to be a decent site because it's easily accessible. For example, if you see again, if you see the Nagpur airport, that airport is adjacent to a highway which is connecting the Wardha Road highway. Okay, so that is adjacent to the highway. Usually airports are provided with a adjacent to highway. Okay, and the last point was also availability of public transportation system should be there. See, the bus service, the train service, the metro service should be there to take you from any particular location to airport. Okay, airport, railway stations are very important locations for any city. It should be easily accessible for the public. So public transportation system should be provided easily so that the people can travel easily and uh, they can save their time also. So public transportation system should be there to take passengers from any particular location to airport. I hope you got this point. And the next one is topography. Let me remove this. Next one is topography. A raised ground or a hilltop is usually ideal site for airport. Remember this. Let me underline this sentence. A raised ground, or hilltop. Okay, a raised ground or hilltop is considered to be the ideal situation. For example, like this. Okay, a site, suppose this is an profile of a particular region, and if you have a choice of selecting the site of airport in this part or in this part, so the best amongst these two will be on the higher side. Now why this site is considered on the hilltop is best? Because it has less obstruction in approaching zone. For example, plane can easily land or easily take off from the higher side. Simple. And if you select this side, then there will be a problem in taking off and in approach also. So higher level is considered to be the ideal side because it will not provide any obstruction to take off and landing. Okay, and the next one is the drainage system. The drainage will be better on higher side, and on the higher ground the uniformity of wind is almost same. It means usually wind directions and the intensity is constant usually. Okay, okay, and the uniformity is maintained. Okay, wind uniformity is better on higher side. And again, the next one is better visibility to less fog. Now, at if you go higher and higher in altitude, the visibility will increase because of less fog. Okay, especially during winter or near the commercial area. Okay, so fog will be less on higher side. Okay, I hope you got this point why we select airport site on raised ground or hilltop. Okay, first one, it will be better for approach zones. It means the flight can easily take off or land in this particular higher region, and there will be a good drainage condition, and on higher altitude the uniform wind maintain its uniformity, and then better visibility due to fog. Okay, here the fog will be less as compared to the lower end. Okay, that's why the hilltop site is considered to be the ideal site. I hope you got this point. So let's move to the next point, that is obstruction. See, obstruction, simply I'll tell you this. Suppose this is an site for airport. Okay, this is a runway, okay, and this is this approach zone. This is the approach zone. This is the approach zone. Okay, suppose this is the runway. Okay, and the aircraft usually take off in this direction and land in this direction. The aircraft is landing from here. This is called approach zone. Okay, this red one is called approach zone, and this is called runway. Okay, this is runway. Now, what happened, while selecting the site for airport, you should be very careful while selecting the site, because uh, in front of the runway, this is called approach zone. This approach zone should be clear from any obstructions. This approach zone should be clear from any obstruction. We cannot make buildings here. A tall building or any tall structure should not be here. Okay. Also here we cannot provide buildings, tall buildings or trees, anything which is higher in size or height cannot be provided in approach zone, and also goes with the sites also. There are certain limitations near the runway. Okay, because it will create a problem for takeoff and landing. So the obstruction simple means, okay, that this approach zone should be free from any large structures or heighted structure. Okay, so let's see what is written here. See here, when aircraft is landing or taking off, it loses or gains altitude very slowly compared to the forward speed. Okay, for this reason long approaches are provided on either side of runway. Okay, as I told you, suppose let me make this again. This is runway. So suppose this is runway, and as I told you, plane is landing and then taking off in this direction. Okay, plane is landing like this, and then taking off in this direction. Okay, plane usually lands in this runway, then after some time it will take off in this direction. So when aircraft is landing or taking off, it loses or gain altitudes very slowly. Okay, the airplane raises slowly. Okay, it gets altitude slowly in the forward speed. For this reason, long approaches zones are provided. This is the approach zone. This is approach. Okay, this is approach. This red one, these red zones are long approaches. Are provided on either side of runway, known as approach zone. This is called as approach zone. This red one is called approach zones. over which aircraft can safely gain or lose altitude. Okay, the aircraft while landing, it will slowly land. Okay, it will slowly rise while taking off. So what will happen? We cannot provide any obstruction here. Okay, the area should be kept free from obstructions. This area should be kept free from obstructions. The obstruction may be fences, trees, pole lines, buildings, or other natural man-made project. There may be a hill, there might be anything which is higher, okay, that cannot be provided in approach zone. Approach zone should be free from long or heighted structures. And also the future growth should be kept while controlling the should be kept in mind. These can be controlled by zoning laws. Laws are provided near airport so that we cannot make large structures near the airport, especially these approach zones, which is very important. Okay, these sides are also very important near the runway, but this approach is more important because aircraft land or take off in this approach zone only. Okay, I hope you got this point. So let's move to the next one. That is our next one. Next thing here is next is visibility. See, visibility is very important while selecting the site because the pilot should see the different areas from the top cockpit in any particular height. The visibility should be clear. What will affect the visibility? Fog, smoke. Okay, these are the things which affect the visibility. So while selecting the site for airport, one thing should be very clear that it should be visible, and visibility can be obtained by selecting the site in special location or a site which is far away from the industrial area, because smoke, fog, this comes from the industrial zone. Okay, chimneys, you have never seen, I'm 100% sure that you have never seen any chimney which is near to the airport, because it will create a problem for fog. Okay, so what will happen? The visibility should be clear. Okay, so the site should be selected, should be far away from the industrial area. Okay, for example, you are selecting this airport site. Suppose you have selected an airport site here, then this airport site should be free from any fog. Okay, this is suppose a zone. Okay, suppose this is a region and you have selected this airport site here. So one thing is very clear: near to this airport site, you mark a line here like this. In this particular region, there are certain limitations that the commercial area, the industrial area should be far away from the airport side, because it will create fog, smoke, which will be very difficult, for a pilot to take off or land. Okay, the visibility should be clear, hence the airport usually provided far away from the industrial area. I hope you got this point. Okay, this poor visibility lowers the capacity of the airport. The site selected is free from fog, smoke, and industrial areas. Okay, capacity reducing means the airport cannot handle, then more aircraft cannot be handled by the airport because of poor visibility. Okay, let's move to the next thing, that is number 8 point. Okay, the next one is wind, and the very important factor, wind. Okay, suppose this is the runway strip. Assume this is the runway strip. Okay, in this runway strip, the direction of wind is considered to be very important. Okay, while selecting the site, the wind study of wind is thoroughly needed. Okay, detailed study of wind direction intensity is extremely important while selecting the site for airport. Okay, see, this wind, how it will affect, it will, if the wind direction will affect the takeoff and landing also. Okay, so while selecting the site, wind directions, wind intensity should be thoroughly needed. the study of wind direction and intensity also required. The intensity of wind and direction of wind is very important. See, runway should be so located that landing and takeoff is done by heading into the wind. Now, heading into the wind means, for example, aircraft is moving in this direction. It is landing from here, then it will take off. Okay. So while landing or taking off, heading into the wind means the wind which blows in opposite direction. Let me give it a different color. Suppose this is wind direction. Okay, this is wind direction. This green one is wind direction. Wind is blowing into the opposite direction of aircraft. This phenomena is called as heading of wind or heading into the wind. Okay, this is called heading when the wind blows in opposite direction of aircraft. So suppose this condition is considered to be the best condition. Okay, why? Because this wind helps the aircraft to take off or to gain the altitude, higher altitude. This opposite direction wind helps the aircraft to take off or in landing also, because it will also helpful in landing, because what will happen when the aircraft is landing, this wind provides an opposite thrust. Okay, this wind while landing provides an opposite thrust to the aircraft, which will provide a braking effect. Okay, which will provide a braking effect to the aircraft. Okay, so this heading wind is considered to be the best. While selecting the orientation of runway, we will study in future the orientation of runway, in which you will see how the runway is oriented, in which direction runway is oriented. It is very important that to select the runway orientation in that direction where wind is coming from the opposite direction of aircraft. Okay, that will help the aircraft to stop, because while aircraft is landing and the wind is moving in opposite direction, then it will provide a braking effect. Okay, it will provide a braking effect which will stop the aircraft in runway. Okay, suppose wind is blowing into the same direction of aircraft, then what will happen? The aircraft may lose its balance and it may have to run a long runway. It may have to run long onto into this runway zone. Okay, and when aircraft is taking off, what happened? The wind blows below the wings of aircraft and it will give higher altitude to the aircraft. Okay, the opposite wind helps while landing and also while taking off. When the aircraft is taking off, the winds blowing below the wings of aircraft will help the aircraft to lift. Okay, so runway should be so selected that landing and takeoff is done by heading into the wind. Now, the direction of wind opposite to the direction of landing and taking off. It means heading means direction of wind opposite to the direction of landing and taking off. Now, why? Because as I told you, while taking off, it provides a greater lift to the wings of the aircraft during takeoff. Okay, when the wind is blowing in opposite direction, it provides a better lift as compared to the direction of wind in cross direction or in the same direction. So the best is the wind when the wind blows in the opposite direction. So these provide a greater lift to the wings of the aircraft during the takeoff. As this provide landing on the head, wind provides braking effect. As I told you, braking effect, it also provides a braking effect. Okay, that's why this wind data is very important while orienting the runway or providing the proper direction for the runway. Study of wind is very important. Hence, wind data, that is direction, intensity, and duration should be collected. Duration is all very important. Okay, thus duration, that in how much time wind blows in any particular direction. Okay, this study is very important. Should be collected and studied at least for a period of 5 years. Okay, it's not a small duration. 5 years study of wind data. This helps in proper orientation of runway and shape of the site needed. The site should be windward of the city so that minimum smoke from the city is blown over the site. Okay, the site should be selected on the windward side, not on the leeward side. Okay, windward side means the industrial area. If the wind is blowing in this windward side, okay, in this leeward side, then what will happen? Smoke will come in this particular airport site. So the site should be selected on windward direction of the city. Okay, so next one is, I hope you got this wind directions and everything. Okay, it's very important. We will study the windrose diagram in future, which is very important. Runway orientation is very important. Okay, next is noise nuisance. As you know that when the aircraft usually land or taking off, it will produce a large noise. Okay, it will produce a very loud noise, which will be objectionable to the nearer residential people near, the near area of airport, which will be very objectionable to the people who lives near the airport. That's why the airport site should be such that it should not provide any obstruction to the people who lives near the airport. That's why the boundaries of airport should be such that it should provide a noise barrier to the people living in this particular airport region. For example, this is the whole airport site. Okay, this is the whole airport site. Okay, there may be runway, there may be buildings, everything, apron, everything is here, and this is the boundary of airport, and those people who are living here. Okay, those people who are living here. Okay, this is the residential zone, for example, buildings, and people are living here. So while aircraft land or take off, what happened, due to the engine, it will produce a large or very loud noise. Okay, that loud noise is objectionable to the people living near the airport. So that's why this noise barrier should be provided near the in this airport boundary, so that it will not produce any loud noise to or objectionable noise to the residential. So yeah, it depends upon the path of the aircraft, type of engine, gross weight aircraft. Okay, the landing and takeoff should pass over the land which is free from residential and industrial area. Buffer zone or acoustical barrier may have to be provided. Okay, the boundary should be usually large so that the noise will not go. Okay, as you all know that as that we increases more distance, now the noise will reduce. Okay, so the boundary should be large or acoustic barrier is provided. Okay, this noise is depends upon the type of aircraft also. Large aircraft, jet engines produces large noise or loud noise. Better word is loud noise. Okay, so this is the noise nuisance. Next one is the grading, drainage and soil characteristics. While selecting the site, grading and drainage and soil characteristics is very important. Drainage condition should be better, and soil should be sufficiently hard so that the runway should be of higher strength. Okay, so here the ground profile determines the shape of airport, pattern of drainage system. As you know, the grading ground profile, as we have discussed earlier, that the airport should be provided on the hilltop or on the higher side of the region. Okay, why? Because of greater visibility, because of good drainage conditions. Okay, so that's why the grading, the ground profile determines the shape of airport, pattern of good drainage system. The possibility of flooding should be studied. Site where the higher water table, which requires costlier subsoil drainage, to be avoided. Okay, where the groundwater table is at higher side, usually site does not provide it near those zones where the water table is at higher side. The most suitable type of soil is like pervious material like gravel, sand, combined with natural binders. The soil which becomes plastic when wet completely avoided. For example, this you can say black cotton soil is usually avoided because it will reduce the strength of runway. This is more important. The soil characteristics is more important in case of runway. Okay, runway design is totally dependent upon the soil type. Next one is the future development. Okay, future development. See, while selecting the site, there should be sufficient space should be there so that the expansion usually takes place in the airport should be easily achievable. So that the runway length may be increases, or suppose the capacity of airport is to be increased, then the land area should be available for that. So future development is also very important. Okay. These are all about the future development where, okay, suppose the facilities needs to be increased, the traffic is to be increased. Okay, in these cases, usually area needs to be expanded so that large area should be available for the airport. Okay, next one is the availability of utilities from the town. See, the facilities like water supply, sewerage system should be near to the airport, should be there in airport. Okay, that's why airport site should not be too far from the city. Next is economic consideration. Cost estimates should be prepared for entire airport, both initial and final stages. It should include land clearing and grading of land, drainage, removal of hazards, paving, lighting, construction of building, everything. Okay, which is in the airport. That data, the economic consider we should consider economical sites. Okay, so that we can save maximum amount of money. So economic consideration is very important. Okay, the site selected should be economical. Okay, it should be economical. So the estimates should be made before the commencement, then into the middle stage, then also into the final stages. Okay, so that we can save uh, a lot of money. We can save a large amount of money if we plan we plan the airport in proper manner, the design of the airport in proper manner. So I hope you got these points, and this is very important. Please write these answers in your exam. Okay, you can take the images here, and this is very important. It's written very clearly, so you can take these notes for your exams. Okay, I hope you got this. So next time we will study about the airport obstructions, which is also very important. So this airport site selection is very important. Okay, if you have any doubt or any query, you can ask me. Okay? Thank you so much.